We all remember Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack from Titanic, the young, daring romantic who stole hearts worldwide. But there's far more to Leonardo than that iconic role. Over time, he's established himself as one of the most influential and recognized figures in Hollywood. From Oscar wins and blockbuster films to unforgettable red carpet appearances, he's done it all. Yet, while his professional life reached incredible heights, his personal journey, especially in the realm of romance, remained a bit more tangled. Now at 50, Leonardo DiCaprio has been linked to numerous supermodels, stepped back from potentially lasting relationships, and continuously dodged one pressing question: why has he never settled down and married? Finally, the silence is broken. Leonardo opens up and reveals the real story behind his decision. Join us as we explore his private world and uncover the candid truth behind why Leonardo DiCaprio says he'll never take that walk down the aisle. From modest beginnings in Los Angeles to the international spotlight, Leonardo DiCaprio was born on November 11, 1974, in Los Angeles, California. He was the only child of Irma Leen, a legal secretary, and George DiCaprio, an underground comic artist. The couple had met during their college years and eventually made their way to LA. The name Leonardo was chosen when his mother first felt him kick while she admired a Leonardo da Vinci painting at a museum in Italy. Not long after Leonardo was born, his parents separated. George had fallen for another woman and left the family home. Despite their split, both parents remained dedicated to raising him and lived in adjacent houses, sharing a garden between them. George stayed with his new partner and her son, Adam Ferrar, who became a close companion and role model for young Leonardo. As Leonardo grew older, he and his mother moved around various neighborhoods in Los Angeles, including the culturally diverse Los Feliz area. He would later describe his parents as bohemian and recalled growing up in a rough neighborhood marked by crime and hardship. Still, he always respected their guidance. Leonardo attended a number of schools, including the Los Angeles Center for Enriched Studies and John Marshall High School. But traditional schooling never really suited him. His heart was elsewhere. From an early age, his dreams extended far beyond the classroom walls. As a child, Leonardo had aspirations of either becoming a marine biologist or an actor. Eventually, he leaned toward acting because he loved imitating people, making expressive faces, and observing how others responded to him. His passion for performing emerged early. According to Leonardo, it began when he was just 2 years old, dancing on a stage during a festival and delighting the crowd. His interest deepened when he saw his stepbrother Adam earn a whopping $50,000 from a TV commercial. That single moment made the dream feel tangible. He gave acting a try by appearing on the children's show Romper Room, though he claims he was removed for being overly energetic, an assertion the show's host later disputed. There was even a time Leonardo thought about quitting acting to pursue breakdancing, especially after he placed second in a German dance competition. By the time he was 14, Leonardo landed his first legitimate gig in a commercial for Matchbox cars. That opened the door to more work, and he soon appeared in advertisements for Kraft Singles, Apple Jacks, and Bubble Yum. Still, the journey wasn't smooth. It took him about 1.5 years to land a talent agent, and one even suggested changing his name to Lenny Williams to sound more marketable. Leonardo declined, determined to stay authentic with his father's encouragement. Eventually, a family friend helped introduce him to casting directors, and before long, he racked up around 20 commercial credits. Humble beginnings, but filled with ambition. Leonardo's official acting debut came in 1989 when he played Glenn in 2 episodes of The New Lassie. From there, he secured minor roles in Santa Barbara and the television adaptation of The Outsiders. His breakthrough arrived when he joined the cast of Parenthood, portraying Gary Buckman, a troubled teenager. Taking the role seriously, he studied River Phoenix's original performance from the film version. His efforts paid off, earning him 2 Youth in Film Award nominations for his work on Parenthood and Santa Barbara. Around that time, he also appeared on the game show Funhouse, performing stunts like catching fish with his teeth. Always energetic, always ready to entertain. In 1991, Leonardo made his film debut in the low-budget horror movie Critters 3. He would later poke fun at the film, calling it one of the worst he'd ever done. That same year, he joined the cast of Growing Pains, playing Luke Brower, a homeless boy taken in by the Seaver family. The producers hoped his addition would boost the show's teen appeal. Co-star Joanna Kearns recalled him as a clever, mischievous kid who loved cracking jokes. Although ratings didn't improve, his performance earned him yet another award nomination, and respect in the acting world was beginning to grow. In 1992, Leonardo had a small role in Poison Ivy, but something far bigger was just around the corner. Legendary actor Robert De Niro selected him for This Boy's Life, a film adaptation of author Tobias Wolff's memoir. Leonardo took on the role of Toby, a troubled youth navigating a difficult relationship with his stepfather, played by De Niro. It was a demanding part, and director Michael Caton Jones noted that Leonardo was inexperienced on a professional set, so he took a strict approach to help him learn. The young actor took those lessons to heart. Critics praised his emotional range and growth in the film, and This Boy's Life became the project that made people start to pay serious attention to him. But he wasn't done surprising audiences. Just a year later, he delivered a moving, unforgettable performance in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, portraying Arnie, a boy with developmental disabilities. His portrayal was so authentic and heartfelt that it earned him his first Academy Award nomination. People were stunned by how believable and powerful his performance was. Leonardo's ascent continued. He starred in romantic classics like Romeo plus Juliet in 1996 and Titanic in 1997. Both were massive hits, but Titanic was a cultural phenomenon. It became the highest-grossing film of its time and launched Leonardo into global superstardom. Practically overnight, he became a household name, adored by fans across the globe. But despite the public's obsession with his heartthrob status, Leonardo had no desire to remain boxed into romantic roles. He decided to step back and return to acting with a new strategy. In 2002, he starred in Catch Me If You Can and Gangs of New York. The latter marked the beginning of a long and successful collaboration with director Martin Scorsese. Over the years, the two would create multiple critically acclaimed films together, building a strong professional bond. Leonardo continued challenging himself with layered, intense characters, portraying a troubled entrepreneur in The Aviator, 2004, a diamond smuggler in Blood Diamond, 2006, and a police officer torn between identities in The Departed, 2006. Each role demonstrated a different facet of his talent. In 2008, he took on the emotionally complex part of a disillusioned husband in Revolutionary Road. His performances consistently showed depth and dedication. Throughout the 2010s, Leonardo remained at the top of his game, starring in visionary projects like Inception, Django Unchained, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Finally, in 2015, the moment fans and critics had waited for arrived. Leonardo DiCaprio won his long-overdue Oscar. He won an Oscar for The Revenant, portraying a rugged frontiersman fighting for his life. Later, he appeared in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and the satirical drama Don't Look Up. Most recently, in 2023, he starred in the epic Killers of the Flower Moon. But Leonardo DiCaprio didn't just confine himself to acting. He ventured into production by launching his own company, Aeon Way Productions. This venture played a key role in backing several of his films, along with a television series titled Greensburg. His impact extended well beyond entertainment. Leonardo gained recognition for his passion for environmental activism. He launched the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, which aimed to raise environmental awareness and fund sustainability efforts. Back in 2005, France honored him by naming him a Commander in the Order of Arts and Letters, acknowledging his artistic achievements. Then in 2016, Time magazine included him in its list of the 100 most influential individuals in the world. He also became a United Nations Messenger of Peace, a role that allowed him to advocate globally on urgent issues, particularly climate change. His celebrity status became a platform for environmental advocacy, making him a symbol of using fame for a greater cause. In 2022, fans voted him among the 50 greatest actors of all time in a poll by Empire readers. Yet, amid all the fame and accolades, one question persisted. Why had Leonardo DiCaprio never tied the knot? That question seemed to follow him everywhere. Now, at age 50, Leo is finally ready to address it. But to fully understand, one must explore the story of his relationships from the beginning, a journey through the women he dated, many of whom were globally famous. From the time he became a breakout star in Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio's love life has intrigued the public almost as much as his acting. Over the decades, he's been romantically linked to numerous well-known women, mostly models and actresses, which has formed something of a recognizable pattern. One of the earliest women associated with Leo was Bridget Hall, a prominent Victoria's Secret model during the 1990s. The two were seen at various events in 1994. While they never publicly spoke about the nature of their connection, many believe she was his first significant model girlfriend. Then came supermodel Naomi Campbell. Their rumored fling occurred in the mid-1990s, although it was brief. Interestingly, they maintained a strong friendship afterward. Years later, they were still seen vacationing together and attending charity events. In 2015, rapper 50 Cent posted a picture of himself with Campbell and DiCaprio, captioning it, "I get photobombed by the hottest people in the world. You should try living without limits." Following that, Leonardo dated Kristen Zhang, another model who joined him on the red carpet at the Romeo plus Juliet premiere in 1996. However, their relationship ended just before the release of Titanic, which catapulted Leo into global superstardom. Things grew more complicated when Demi Moore entered the public conversation. The two were spotted together in 1997, but at the time, Moore was still married to Bruce Willis. There was never any confirmation of a romantic relationship, but gossip columns buzzed nonetheless. Another name that surfaced was Helena Christensen, a top model frequently seen with DiCaprio at parties around the time Titanic debuted. While no romance was confirmed, and many believe they were just close friends, speculation still circulated widely. DiCaprio's love life remained a hot topic, filled with short-lived relationships and frequent rumors. Among them was Amber Valletta, another model he was said to be interested in after reportedly seeing her photo in a magazine and asking someone to arrange a meeting. Though the story sounds cinematic, like many of his supposed relationships, it was never verified. Valletta later married both an Olympic athlete and a finance professional. Another brief connection was rumored with Eva Hertzigova, a model from the Czech Republic. After meeting at the Man in the Iron Mask premiere, they were said to have had a 2-month fling, though Hertzigova denied any romance later on. The first relationship of real depth and duration came with Gisele Bündchen. From 1999 to 2005, the two were in a serious relationship that drew widespread attention. In 2004, they visited the Amazon rainforest together, raising awareness about environmental issues. In her 2018 memoir, Lessons: My Path to a Meaningful Life, Gisele wrote candidly about their differences. She explained how she had quit smoking and drinking and was seeking deeper meaning in life, while Leo remained unchanged. She wrote, "No longer numbing myself with smoking, drinking, and too much work, I was becoming more and more aware of things I'd chosen not to look at. Was I alone in wanting to do some serious soul-searching while he stayed the same?" Sadly, the answer was yes. Gisele would later marry NFL superstar Tom Brady, but her time with DiCaprio remains one of his most publicly recognized relationships. Following that came more high-profile romances. Bar Raffaelli, another world-famous model, entered his life after they met at a Las Vegas party. Their relationship was on and off for about 5 years. In 2010, they were seen sitting courtside at a Lakers game, but the romance ended in May 2011. In an interview, Raffaele spoke openly about how the split allowed her to grow. "I came to understand a lot of things about myself," she said. "I worked on myself, and I grew up. I didn't know what alone was like. Today, I know that a relationship can only work if you're okay with being alone and not afraid of it." During one of his breaks from Raffaele, Leonardo was linked to Anna Vialitsina, a Russian model known for her work with both Victoria's Secret and Sports Illustrated. Their relationship was short-lived. Anne would go on to marry musician Adam Levine. In 2011, fans were stunned when DiCaprio began dating Blake Lively, best known for her role in Gossip Girl. Their relationship was fast-paced and filled with memorable moments. They were photographed together on a yacht in Cannes, and seen in locations like Italy, New York, and Australia. According to Gossip Girl producer Joshua Safran, Blake had a unique tradition during their romance. She would take photos of a doll and send them to Leo, a creative way of sharing her daily life before Instagram became popular. As the years passed, Leonardo DiCaprio continued to date a series of younger models, a trend that became widely recognized and often discussed in the media. His dating history only grew longer as time went on. In 2012, he was seen riding bicycles in New York City alongside Erin Heatherton, a Victoria's Secret model. Being connected to a Victoria's Secret model is all it ever seemed to take to stir up dating speculation. Even when those rumored relationships ended quickly, they didn't appear to end on bad terms. Years later, Erin reflected on one such connection, saying, "He's a wonderful person, and he's a friend of mine. I wish him all the best." That simple sentiment spoke volumes. In 2013, Leonardo DiCaprio was once again at the center of buzz, this time tied to Miranda Kerr, another famous Victoria's Secret name. She had just separated from actor Orlando Bloom, and when she and Leo were seen dining with friends in Las Vegas, people quickly speculated romance. But before anything could escalate, insiders clarified it was nothing more than a friendly gathering. Miranda would later go on to marry tech billionaire Evan Spiegel and become a mother of two. That same year, 2013, a Brazilian model named Kat Torres made headlines when she claimed to be dating DiCaprio. According to her, the two met at KN, and she confided during an interview, "Leo is amazing, but I worry what he'll think about me talking to you. We have a pact that nothing about our relationship is ever to be discussed." Yet, not long after her claims circulated, reports swiftly debunked them. E! News confirmed that Leo and Kat had never been in a romantic relationship. Whether whispered quietly or blown up by the media, Leonardo's dating life always seemed to either invite mystery or demand clarity. In 2014, DiCaprio was in a more established relationship with Toni Garn, a model born in Germany who had graced the Victoria's Secret runway. They dated discreetly for roughly 18 months before breaking up in December of that year. Later, Toni married actor Alex Pettyfer in 2020, celebrating their wedding in her hometown of Hamburg. Though the romantic chapter with Leo had ended, it raised eyebrows when, in September 2017, the former couple was spotted walking together after dinner in New York City. Rumors of rekindled romance circulated, but nothing concrete followed. It appeared they were just longtime friends catching up. In 2015, the actor was seen getting cozy with Kelly Rohrbach, best known for her work in Baywatch. The two were spotted sitting side by side at the US Open, and were also seen biking together through New York City. Like many of his past relationships, this one remained low-key, although paparazzi never missed a moment. Then came one of the most sensational rumors yet. Rihanna. In 2016, both were spotted enjoying Coachella together. More sightings followed, including parties in Paris and even Rihanna's birthday after-party in 2017. Rumors grew so rampant that a French tabloid irresponsibly claimed Leo had gotten Rihanna pregnant. The story was utterly fabricated, so much so that DiCaprio took legal action and won. Whether they were truly romantically involved remains unknown, but fans certainly loved seeing them share a frame. In July 2016, Leo began dating Nina Agdal, a Danish model who was 24 at the time. This relationship seemed more open than many of his previous ones. By October, reports suggested that things were getting serious. But like those before her, Nina's time with DiCaprio came to a quiet end. There was no drama, no public fallout, just another private breakup. Then came Camila Morrone, marking one of the longest-lasting relationships in DiCaprio's romantic history. The two were together for nearly 5 years, which, given his track record, was significant. An actress and model, Camila was 20 when they began dating in late 2017. Though Leo had still been seen with Nina in May of that year, it was clear by the year's end that Camila was now the woman at his side. Their relationship drew widespread attention, largely due to the significant age gap between them. Online discussions were endless, and Camila didn't shy away from addressing the backlash. In 2019, she shared a video on Instagram saying, "I just read some of the comments on my Instagram, and my God, people are so mean and full of anger toward people they know nothing about." She continued, "Living without hatred feels pretty good." In an interview with the Los Angeles Times that same year, Camila elaborated on her stance. "There are so many relationships in Hollywood and throughout history where people have large age gaps. I just think anyone should be able to date who they want to date." Yet, she admitted, "I probably would be curious about it too." One tender detail stood out. Camila once posted a photo of herself at Koh Phi Phi Lay in Thailand, the same iconic island where DiCaprio filmed The Beach in 1999. Despite arriving at the 2020 Oscars separately, the couple sat together inside the venue. But by August 2022, news broke that after 5 years, Leo and Camila had officially ended their relationship. Of course, public curiosity didn't stop there. With the Camila chapter closed, all eyes shifted to Gigi Hadid. Whispers began swirling that the model and DiCaprio were secretly dating. Paparazzi tailed them, and headlines exploded. Eventually, sources close to Leo addressed the speculation. One insider told the Daily Mail that they had tried dating in the past to see if there was chemistry. But ultimately, nothing romantic developed. According to the same source, Leo and Gigi had maintained a long-standing friendship, but nothing more. The insider emphasized that they weren't in an open or casual relationship and urged the public to let it go. Neither Leo nor Gigi have ever directly addressed the rumors, and as of now, Gigi is in a relationship with actor Bradley Cooper. So, was there anything real between her and DiCaprio? Based on what those close to them have shared? No. It was just a platonic connection. Despite all the public fascination, DiCaprio has remained notably tight-lipped about his romantic life. Even as speculation intensifies and fans scrutinize every public sighting, he stays mostly silent, preferring privacy over public statements. However, one name has recently stood out, a name that's drawn attention for reasons different than past romances. After years filled with brief connections and discreet goodbyes, Leonardo DiCaprio appeared to be making headlines again, this time with Vittoria Soretti. In 2023, reports began linking DiCaprio to Vittoria Coretti, a renowned model from Italy. The pair allegedly met during the Cannes Film Festival in May, where Killers of the Flower Moon had its grand premiere. Soon after, they were seen spending time together in Ibiza, only adding fuel to the growing rumors. Vittoria, who began modeling at just 14, has collaborated with major fashion giants such as Versace, Gucci, Balenciaga, and Alexander McQueen. She has long been a familiar face in the fashion industry and built a significant reputation before ever crossing paths with Leonardo DiCaprio. Prior to their rumored relationship, she had been married to Italian DJ Matteo Maleri, though their union ended in 2023. Not long after her divorce, things appeared to accelerate between her and DiCaprio. By August of that year, the pair were seen enjoying a vacation together in Sardinia, Italy. Their appearances became more frequent as the months passed. They were photographed attending Halloween festivities, caught together at a Rolling Stones concert in Las Vegas, visited Art Basel in Miami, and were even seen together at DiCaprio's 49th birthday celebration held in Los Angeles. One moment that caught a lot of attention was when Page Six published images of DiCaprio and Soretti spending time with his mother. That particular sighting sparked curiosity among fans, with many wondering if the relationship had reached a deeper, more serious stage. After all, meeting the family is often seen as a pivotal moment in any romance. But when it comes to Leonardo DiCaprio, things are never quite that straightforward. While the couple certainly appeared to enjoy one another's company, insiders claimed that marriage was not something in DiCaprio's plans. Even though he seemed enamored with Victoria, sources insisted that he didn't feel the urge to formalize their relationship through marriage. A source revealed to Page Six, Leo doesn't imagine himself ever tying the knot. In his view, he doesn't need a legal commitment to define his relationships. The same source mentioned that although he genuinely appreciates his time with Soretti, the idea of becoming a husband simply doesn't align with how he sees his future. That may come as disappointing news to some. According to another insider, Victoria appears to be making a sincere effort to go beyond just being another girlfriend. She's been investing emotionally and fully engaging in their bond. A source told In Touch Weekly that she's genuinely trying to understand and love DiCaprio on all levels. She's not just another beautiful woman by his side, the source said. She's taking things seriously, and interestingly enough, she seems to be playing this very smart. Apparently, DiCaprio has a quieter, more cerebral side that isn't often shown to the public, and anyone hoping for a long-term place in his life must be supportive of that aspect. Soretti, according to those in the know, might be one of the few who truly gets it. Still, if she's aiming for a walk down the aisle, insiders caution that she may face an uphill battle. Public speculation exploded when Victoria was seen wearing a sparkling diamond ring. Many assumed that Leo had finally popped the question, but that wasn't the case. The ring had actually been part of her personal jewelry collection since 2022, well before she and DiCaprio even crossed paths. Nevertheless, fans couldn't help but joke that maybe, just maybe, Leo had turned 50 and decided it was time to settle down. LOL, he finally hit 50 and realized he better lock it down, one fan wrote online. But according to sources close to him, marriage remains something DiCaprio has no interest in. And this isn't a sudden development. Throughout his career, DiCaprio has dated several famous women: Gisele Bündchen, Bar Raffaelli, Camila Morrone, but he has never come close to exchanging vows. Whenever a relationship began to deepen, something always seemed to shift. Even now, in his early 50s, that same pattern persists. His connection with Victoria Soretti might stand out more than others, and yes, it has endured longer than many anticipated. Still, that doesn't necessarily indicate that wedding bells are on the horizon. As for the possibility of him becoming a father someday, that's an entirely separate conversation. Leonardo DiCaprio celebrated a major milestone on November 11th, 2024, his 50th birthday. That's a significant turning point in anyone's life, especially for someone who has spent decades under the constant gaze of the public eye. Naturally, the question arose, what's next? Surprisingly, DiCaprio recently opened up about his thoughts on parenthood. In an interview, he admitted, "I do think it will happen eventually. But yeah, I'm not getting any younger." It was one of the rare times he expressed an openness to the idea of having children. While that doesn't mean marriage is suddenly in the picture, it does reveal a shift in his thinking about the future. Still, those who know him well maintain the same stance. They don't believe a wedding is ever likely. One source told The Sun, "Leo's true passion is and always has been acting. Relationships often take a back seat to his work. He completely immerses himself in every role, which is a big part of why he's been so successful. That level of dedication has long been the core of his identity, and it's also likely the main reason he hasn't settled down. Those who have followed his career know the story well. When he was just starting out, he worked alongside Robert De Niro in This Boy's Life. That collaboration shaped his entire approach to the craft. Reflecting on that moment, DiCaprio once shared with The Guardian, "I watched how he worked, saw the level of excellence he brought, and promised myself I'd never take this opportunity for granted." True to his word, DiCaprio threw himself into acting with unparalleled intensity. That same commitment is what propelled him to the top of the film industry. And it may also be why he's never made space for a traditional family life. So despite all the gossip columns, fan theories, and media speculation asking when or if Leonardo DiCaprio will ever walk down the aisle, the answer might very well be never. He seems content with Victoria and enjoys their time together, but for him, a marriage certificate isn't a necessary piece of the puzzle. What are your thoughts on Leonardo DiCaprio's private life? Do you believe he'll ever change his views on marriage? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating stories from the intriguing world of Hollywood. See you in the next one.